want to give you a small tutorial on the product pages. So with this is just a standard layout. We can make changes to how you want it to look and feel, but I wanted to kind of put a fair amount of content in there just from a layout standpoint, and then we can kind of strip it out if we want, depending on which product or whether or not we even want it in there at all. So you know, the header portion, text, a couple buttons, those can be easily removed, commented it out. The links can be added in. Right now they're just dead links. Some additional SEO content you could add to these pages. I think text is really important on these type of subpages because what we're trying to accomplish is traffic to it, and as you know, Google looks for that. They don't really want cookie cutter e-commerce pages generated by Magento. So because this is a little more custom and more content in there, you'll get better results. Here is the categories for Coulson. So we've got casters, wheels. Those are categories that are currently set up. And then we just have general accessories right now. These margins will be taken out. I'm going to work on that right after this. But you can see casters, wheels, parts and accessories. So I just basically took these and put them all to the same section. We can make those categories if we need to and add them in. Featured products. Wasn't sure which products we wanted to add, but I just threw an image in there, the product name, and then we can add the links moving forward, and then additional about Coulson content. So what I'd like to do next is go over the code and explain why there's code the way it is and what columns stand for, because what we're looking at now is we're looking at making sure that we have good content for SEO purposes, as well as making sure that it's mobile ready as well. So making sure that all this content flows correctly. So with that being said, let's go into the code itself. So this is a static block. We're going to be adding static blocks to all those individual product pages. This one in particular is, I wrote it just demo only, Coulson brand block. All of the images are located in this folder. I will show you the exact area where they're at. Probably what's going to need to be done is someone's going to have access to FTP, and you're going to have to upload those. From what I can tell on what's currently happening is that the existing website, people are copying and pasting the code in, and it's referencing the old site. That's perfectly fine. I can take all the images over from one to the other, but in this particular case, we're generating new images. So this will be a little bit different setup because this is going to actually involve coding and new images. So what we've got here is we've got different sections. So section full width on the page, and then you can come into here. You can see this is the text size. I made different text sizes. You'll be able to see all these. So there's size 48. Basically, it's the number is the font size. So 18, 12. These would be the categories, code in here. And what you see is we've got everything generated to a 12-column system. This allows us to break columns out into different sections. So with this being said, there's a class and then columns 8 across. So with that being said, that's the categories. And you can see here that you've got 12 columns, columns 12. That means that it's going to take up the full amount of space when it becomes a mobile ready. This means that it's 2 out of the 12. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it doesn't take up quite the whole space. And then that image that shows on the right hand side is 4 out of the 12. So that takes up the rest of the space that these don't take up. Same thing here. We've got a full section, our featured products from Coulson, and then you've got the name one. Let me show you which one we're looking at here. So what we've got here is this is a full 12, and then we've got this product image here is 4, and this is 8, and then this is 4, and this is 8. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and look back at that. You can see right here you've got four and 8. Then the different font sizes, then different section sizes. So we've got basically 2 sections for this one. So we've got one grouping there, another grouping there. So when you come back up and you look at this, you can see there's 2 here. So we can just add another one if you want. So it's basically based on sections. So you could add additional products in there. To add links to it, you just have to add a hyperlink, and it could go to any page. So you could have different variations of the product. So if anyone wants to jump in on this and start working on it in another page, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to send over FTP information to get on. I'll create an FTP client that's specifically for just the images, and we'll move from there. With any questions, just shoot me an email.